I'm currently having to film in a different location because I've just moved house and my office is currently under construction by me. So all of this is only temporary. As soon as I get my office back together, it will be business as usual instead of, this drab gyro plain white background. I actually need to get that painted. Another thing that I do need to get fixed is the doors, because they don't close properly. And I don't know if you can hear that breathing in the background. We have an intruder. Come here, you little shit. He fucking snuck in. He snuck in. Were you feeling lonely? Were you feeling lonely, son? You need to go away. I'm working. I also don't like you. I know the feeling's mutual. Because you think I'm an optics cuck. In August, I was invited to come over and do a few events in America, so I decided that I would fly all over the place, and really see if Freedom Land is as great as everyone makes it out to be. So I decided to film my travels and document the trip. There was shenanigans, there was antics, there was alcohol. I am now a travel blogger. I will be travelling around the world showing you beautiful places like the Gorbals, Ochtermuchty, and Chernobyl, where I will be blocking the view with my great big arse and big old titties. When the plane landed, I was very thankful that I was flown to my destination and not into a building. And my first stop was Chicago, the windy city. Except it isn't windy at all. In fact, it's really, really fucking warm in Chicago. In fact, all of America overall is far too warm. This is going to be a recurring theme in this video. I was in Chicago for the International Conference on Men's Issues to give a talk about freedom of speech and censorship, because the men's rights movement has been the target of a lot of censorship over the years, with people trying to shut down their events, get them banned on social media, so on and so on. You know, the usual stuff that we all have to deal with. And I hope a lot of people were very receptive to the message. A lot of people did seem very happy with the overall free speech approach, and pretty much every single person in that building was very, very pro-free speech, which is always a good thing. There was a Q&A at the end, and Q&As are always fun, especially when you get a good mixture of serious questions and troll questions, because that keeps it not just interesting, but also funny.
What's the most offensive joke you've ever told?
Are they? Are the BBC really here? No comment.
I'll find you after. Thanks, man.
And every time I do a Q&A, there's always that one guy who asks me the same question, because apparently it's not already been done a million times before. But one guy was so clever about it that he managed to sneak the question in and caught me completely off guard.
So there's been some speculation. I think Telier specifically did a video drawing parallels between the degeneration of human society and the rat utopia. And I know that I've certainly noticed some similarities. In particular, a lot of young men on social media seem to be trying to make themselves more feminine, specifically to appeal to male peers. And I was just wondering, because I know that you've made a statement on this in the past, if you think perhaps that this could present some legitimate sexual competition for women, or if this might just be homosexual degeneracy.
Was this a fancy way of asking me if traps are gay?
Yes.
You know what? Every time I do one of these, there's always one, but at least you had some style about it.
But do you stand by your previous statement on the matter?
Always.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
He had me in the first half, not gonna lie. I didn't get your name, man, but well done. Well done. You got me. There were more questions after that, but I sort of spent the rest of the Q&A sort of testing Karen Strawn's patience.
Oh, really? Really, Mike?
I just want to ask the Jewish question. Please. No?
Do you mean that that there's a radical notion that Jews are human beings? Is that what we're talking about? Okay, yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And, yeah. Are Jews human beings?
No, I thought the Jewish question was, can I eat that? Like,
What are you doing? Okay, he's really testing that.
I did manage to go out and experience some of the wonderful things that America has to offer, and I wanted to go and experience places that I'd seen on TV and I could only experience while I was over here in America. But I was lied to. I was lied to about many things. For example, Hooters. Hooters is absolutely nothing like it's made out to be over here. I did not see any big old titties. There was children in there. And our waitress was fucking pregnant. But one of the best places that I visited was an absolutely magical place because we've got nothing like that in Scotland, really. Dave & Buster's. I absolutely fucking loved Dave & Buster's. It's like an arcade, but it's the size of a Tesco Extra. And it's got a restaurant and it's got a bar. So you can get drunk while you play arcade games. You sometimes get like a little barcade that opens up in Glasgow, but it's shit, and then it shuts down after like 3 months. But this was a giant warehouse, absolutely full of arcade machines, and you could get drunk while playing I loved it. I loved it. It was easily the best thing I experienced when I was in America. If I ever come back to America, I would be going back to Dave & Buster's. I know a lot of Americans cringe when I say that, but I don't care. I fucking loved Dave & Buster's. When I was there, I tried to play the Kung Fu Panda game, but I was fucking terrible at it. Jeremy became my mentor, my teacher, my sensei, and the art of the claw machine. Because Jeremy knows a lot about claw machines and all about their techniques, etc., and how to win, because a lot of people don't know this about Jeremy. But Jeremy, when he started on YouTube, he wasn't a, news, video games, politics sort of type channel. Jeremy was a claw machine channel. He had over 100,000 subscribers, making videos of him winning things in claw machines and teaching people how to win things in claw machines. That was his first big break on YouTube. That's before Jeremy, was what he is now. He was a claw machine channel, and I'm not using that as a point of mockery, Jeremy. You are very, very knowledgeable in the art of the claw machine. So knowledgeable that Jeremy taught me how to win him a rubber ducky.
The blue one looks good. Oh, that's a good grab. That's a trifecta grab in my industry. Quite surprised. Aww, thank you. Thanks, Dad.
Jeremy, however, left his rubber ducky behind. This was a gift, Jeremy. I was hurt. I was offended. But don't worry, I made sure Jeremy got it back.
Of Dankula on Monday, and it's gonna have ads in it. It's gonna be awesome. He cost it. God damn it.
I can't even find
God
my
damn it.
Someone also managed to procure a bottle of Balvenie 12, which is my go-to. It's my favourite whiskey. And between us, we managed to clear out the entire bottle. And I was so drunk that two people I had only just met had to carry me back to my hotel room. So, you know who you are. Thank you very much for doing that. And also, thank you for not taking advantage of the situation and raping me. Not gonna lie, It hurt a little that you didn't, but whatever. I know I'm not a looker. Then I decided to spend the day exploring, so I got on a train and I headed for the centre of Chicago, and the first thing that I was blown away by is just the sheer scale of the buildings. Like, you're just surrounded on all sides by giant skyscrapers that just disappear into the clouds, and like, I realised that that's a really, really weird thing to focus on, but we don't have anything like that in Scotland. Like, it's just massive. It's just massive. Like, I was just blown away by just the sheer size and scale of this city. Like, I genuinely believe that Chicago Airport itself is bigger than the town I grew up in. So as I was wandering around looking at all these big, massive, beautiful buildings and seeing the wonderful architecture, do you want to know what the main tourist attraction was? The thing that most people were gathered around and taking selfies in front of? This. What the fuck is this? It's a giant metal bean. It looks like an obese T-1000. Fucking postmodernist shite. We did end up going out and having some Chicago deep dish pizza, and like, it was nice, but it's a fucking heart attack. The thing is an absolute heart attack, and that's coming from a Scotsman. But the next day, we decided to take a bus to Indiana. Because there was something that I wanted to do. Something I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. Something that I can't do in Scotland, so the only way I was going to get to be able to do it was while I was in America. And I had a fucking great time. No, I'm not going to show any pictures from the front of me holding the gun because I don't want to be in any mass shooter memes. Then I flew to Los Angeles, to Hollywood, and while I was there I got to appear on Dick Masterson's podcast, which that was honestly such a great time.
No, most of my Snapchat is people's balls, because I, for a joke, thinking I was funny, like post my balls on
people's
my story.
testicles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I posted my balls on my story thinking I was funny. You know, I just think of Joe Blogs going home from work going, oh, Dankula's updated his story. I hope it's cute. I hope it's his cute dog. And then it's my balls, and I thought that was funny, but then I realised that thousands of people would start doing it back to me. And
yeah.
So now I'm sitting on my Snapchat just going, fuck.
Well, way to use your platform.
Yeah, no, that one backfired.
Good. You should check that out. You got a lump there. Good.
I then went for a big walk around LA to take in all of the sights and everything that LA had to offer, like the completely fucking rundown Walk of Fame, and also traffic like I have never ever seen before in my life. I tried to get an Uber a couple of times and it always doesn't matter how far away it was, it always took me fucking ages to get to my destination. So see, if you are in LA, like even if it's going to take you about an hour to walk to your destination, just walk. Just walk, because trust me, you will still get there faster than if you took a car. I mean, I learned that lesson in like my first couple of days. After that, I just walked everywhere, because fuck that traffic. Like, it's not even funny. I've seen so many people about to kick the shit out of each other in the middle of the fucking road. Like, that's like the road rage there is just as bad as the traffic. The first thing that I noticed about LA is that it's a complete fucking shithole. Like, I'm being serious. So many parts of LA are absolute fucking shitholes. I decided that I was going to walk to In-N-Out Burger to see what all the fuss was about. And I started in West Hollywood and I decided to walk east. And the further and further east I walked, the more and more tents started appearing in the streets. I was seeing used needles in the street. I was seeing crazy homeless people. It was honestly like walking through, and you just saw things get poorer and poorer and poorer the further east I walked. Even as I got closer to In-N-Out Burger, I had to walk around a guy who was sitting right in the middle of the pavement shooting up heroin. Like, just in broad daylight, just in the middle of the pavement, shooting up heroin. I'll admit, it reminded me of home, because Trainspotting was a documentary. So I just kept walking past all the tents, walking past all the crazy homeless people, and then I finally got to In-N-Out Burger, and I'm sorry, but In-N-Out is fucking shit. But the main thing that I noticed, while walking past the homeless people and used needles in tent cities, is that there was Ferraris and Lamborghinis, like, driving past. Like, honestly, no, I've actually travelled around quite a lot, and nowhere else on earth have I ever seen such a huge divide between rich and poor, even though they're occupying the same space. Like, I have never, ever seen the wealth gap portrayed so badly anywhere else on earth. LA is a fucking weird place. The crazy homeless people in LA are something else. I mean, it's like homeless people on steroids. Well, not steroids, but definitely other substances. I mean, there's nothing better than walking through the streets of LA at night, smoking a joint, because it's legal there, and having some guy walking past you twitching and shouting stuff about demons, and the thing that's in the back of your head is, this guy at any second is going to murder me. But fortunately, each time they just walked right past. But honestly, walking through the streets of LA at night is like playing the Silent Hill PT demo. There were nice parts of LA though. There was one part of LA that I walked through that really, really stuck with me. And I'm not sure why it stuck with me. I mean, I still can't quite put my finger on why, but when I was walking through the area, I felt like there was a message, Like, it was trying to tell me something. I walked around and I tried to figure out what the message might be, but I just couldn't figure it out. I really wish they'd made the message more obvious, because, I tried my hardest, but I just couldn't figure out what this area was trying to tell me. But oh well. I guess we'll never know. There was one place that I made a point of going to, like I actually went out of my way to go to this place, and that was the Museum of Death. Mainly because it has artifacts and treasures that belonged to mad lads that I want to do and mad lads that I've already done. For example, they actually have G.G. Allen's autograph that he signed with his own shit. So because this place had actual treasures, artifacts, letters and items that were actually linked to or even outright owned by mad lads that I want to do, I made sure to go to this place, brought all my camera equipment with me to make sure that I could film all this stuff for use in future videos. Just for as soon as I paid my fee, the guy behind the counter to tell me that no photography or filming was allowed at all, and I was going to need to leave all of my camera equipment behind the desk before I would be allowed in. And they were kind enough to wait until I had paid my entry fee to tell me this. But I still went around and looked at the whole museum, and all that did was just make it so much worse, because I was looking at these things going, that would have been amazing for a video. That would have been amazing for the video. That would have been brilliant for the video. All I was doing was just disappointing myself all the way through the museum, because some of the stuff that they had would have been fantastic to include in the videos of these mad lads. But hey, I guess you'll never see it though. The worst thing about LA though was this. This great big piece of shit in the sky, which made everything so needlessly hot for no reason. I'm a Scotsman, I am not built for that type of sunny weather. I was just constantly walking around in ball soup. And I genuinely thought that the sun could not get any worse than this. But then I went to Texas. I actually really enjoyed Texas, but while I was there, I did something a little bit stupid. Right, well, when I was in America, I wanted to try the local American cuisine franchises that I had seen on TV, but they don't exist in Scotland. So I decided that I would attend one of these franchises, and I like to walk everywhere. If somewhere is within reasonable walking distance, I'll just walk it. But what I didn't know is that walking anywhere in Texas in the middle of August is a very, very bad idea. And what didn't make my situation better is that the establishment that I had decided to walk to was a Denny's. Like, I even had strangers offering to pick me up and take me to my location because they all knew that walking anywhere in the Texas August heat is a really, really bad idea. But I'm sitting there like, nah, buddy, I'll be fine. Even though by the time I got to my destination, I genuinely thought that I was about to pass out from heat stroke. And then, yeah, it was a Denny's I went to. I walked for half an hour in the Texas August heat and nearly died of heat stroke so that I could go to a Denny's, which was disgusting, so disgusting that it made me throw up, right? I tweeted about this months ago, and people still bring it up and make fun of me for it, okay? I didn't know. I fucked up, and I'm sorry. So can you please stop bringing it up? After taking advice from the locals, I did actually go somewhere that had really good food. I went and had Texas barbecue at the Salt Lick. I got the brisket with the burnt ends, pulled pork, and then I had pecan pie with a scoop of ice cream the size of my fucking head. And the entire time, the waitress referred to me as sugar. 11 out of 10. Texas is a very different type of place. Like, for example, I remember when I was queuing in a shop to get cigarettes, and there was about 6 guys in front of me, you know, all just random guys who didn't know each other. And each of them just had their holster on their hip with their pistol in it. And whenever I tell that to people back in Scotland, everyone goes like that, oh my god, that is so terrifying. Were you scared? You must have been so scared. No. Fuck no. And do you want to know why? See, if anyone were to, you know, rob the store or attack me or try and mug me, I am literally in the best place for something like that to happen. Surrounded by a bunch of armed Texans. So see, if anything like that were to happen, I'm going to be just fine. It was the safest I had ever felt in my entire life. But I was in Texas for one reason. A pilgrimage. A spiritual journey, if you will. To the Salt Command Centre. To Meme Valhalla. To shitposting Mecca. InfoWars. I got to be on InfoWars and I got to spend the next few days hanging out with Alex Jones, and I don't really need to sell it further than that, man. It was fucking amazing. It was fucking amazing just hanging out, chilling with Alex and talking about all kinds of fucking insane shit. And it was great fun being on the show, even though he constantly was asking me to do Shrek impressions.
Just from making...
Can you say, I can't do it, Captain, don't have the power.
Don't make me... You're going to make me say Shrek quotes next.
Yes, Shrek quotes. Oh, my love, we've got to fight the dragon. I can't do it right.
That's... I don't even think Shrek says that.
He's like, oh, donkey. What are you doing, donkey? It's more like a Mexican accent or Spanish. Ready? Oh, I don't want to be an ogre. The donkey, huh? We're like Puss in Boots meets the...
Yeah, I remember that.
Give me a Shrek quote.
A Shrek quote.
Guys, put Shrek quotes on the screen. We got to take...
Oh, come on. Right, okay. I know the... Well, what are you doing in my swamp? Like, that's what...
What are you doing in my swamp, donkey?
Yeah.
But just one more Shrek quote when we come back.
Fine. What are you doing in my swamp?
Donkey.
All
right, but
I also got to walk around the centre of Austin with Owen Schroyer while I was dressed as a Bernie supporter and Owen was dressed as a Trump supporter, and I was actually the one getting a lot of dirty looks, and there was a few points where I thought I was going to get beat up. I got to do a full interview with Alex Jones, which was fucking crazy. I actually had a list of questions that I wanted to ask him, but Alex being Alex, you know, the interview got about 10 minutes in, and then Alex just decided to take the interview his own way, so I just decided to completely abandon the questions and just let the man talk. And I uploaded that interview as soon as I got the footage, and you can find it on my channel because YouTube buried it because it's Alex Jones. But my last day in Texas was the most fun because me and Alex decided to go into the next studio and fuck with Owen Schroyer while he was trying to do his own show.
Okay, this is kind of freaky. You have like next level interdimensional powers. You just said Count Dankula, and he literally just appeared in a plume of smoke. Oh my God, Count Dankula, hello.
Yeah. Yes, I have appealed.
He just
appealed, Jeff.
Count Dankula just dropped out of the meme clouds.
From Manhattan. DARPA just came out and said that they need an emergency giant underground base right now. They put the contract out. So they don't have enough giant underground bases. This is really a weird psyop. We'll get you the article in a moment. We got to figure this out.
State, are you ready to launch InfoWars tinfoil?
Jesus.
Okay, he's gone full meme. He's been possessed.
Who says unicorns aren't real? I can sell designer tinfoil hats. Hey. Watch this. See that move? I'll throw in there.
Sushi too, Benihana. All right, and Sting is up.
With Owen. Give him the full spectrum, Alex. Go ahead and here.
Adjustable.
Where's it? Oh no, we've had sustained damage, but that's okay. It's fixable. The new tinfoil hat. Here, Alex, get in front of the desk here and give the audience a full look here at the brand new. So we're gonna have to launch InfoWars tinfoil now. Here's Alex Jones putting the tinfoil hat on display. As you can see, the tinfoil hat was once a one-piece tin. Now, Alex is a man of many talents, but you didn't know he had that type of catwalk ability. Just look at the attitude. But we're working on it. How about the satellite? How's the satellite feed coming in, Alex? Crystal clear. Crystal clear. HD feed, baby.
I then went to Philadelphia, but I didn't really film much while I was there because I was just far too busy. But on the first day I was there, I did go over to Tim Pool's house on the same day that his stalker tried to twice break into his house and possibly kill him. So I went over and protected Tim. I held him in my big strong arms and kissed him on the beanie and told him that everything was going to be okay. Daddy's here.
God's own chosen restaurant.
Absolutely, yeah. Here we go. Coming to Applebee's, Sargon.
Fuck you. I don't even have my suit. Your Highness, thank you so much.
Yes. We get a discount because he owns the place.
I was in Philly to do the Minds IRL event, but there was a little bit of fuckery with the venue. You see, the venue that was booked for the event pulled out at the very last minute because your local, loving, peaceful and totally not authoritarian Antifa group allegedly threatened to firebomb the venue if they allowed the event to go ahead. So the venue ended up getting shifted to a casino, which was a fucking great idea, because it's casino security. No one is going to fuck with casino security. Casino security will fuck you up. I used to work in security, I know. And because everyone knows better than to fuck with casino security, the event went ahead and went off without a hitch. Afterwards, we went to a place called the Human Village for the after party, and the police had completely cordoned off the street to separate the Antifa protesters from the venue. But when I went out to look at the Antifa protesters, there really weren't that many. I did plan to go over and get a selfie with them, but this is as close as the police would allow me to get. We all got drunk and went back to our hotel rooms without incident, thanks to the great work done by the local police. But there's one thing that I want to highlight here. The Human Village, right? They allowed us to have our after party in their establishment. Lovely little family-owned business, really, really friendly people, really, really good beer. And because they allowed us to have our after party there, Antifa threatened them threatened their business and also review bombed their business online, and I think now they are still getting the occasional threat through. So what I want you guys to do is go to the links that I've left down below, or any other sort of review sites that you can find the Human Village on, and just spam the Human Village with glowing 5-star reviews. Just fill them up with glowing 5-star reviews, because you can even take it from me, it's a great place, the service is great, the beer is great, and the owners, the family that own it, are wonderful, amazing people who, even though they were being threatened by a radical terrorist group, they stood their ground and held up a giant middle finger to the authoritarian fucks that were trying to shut them down and tried to threaten them. Okay? The Human Village is a great place, and the owners are great and principled people. So if you could all just take a moment to go to the links down below, or go to any other websites that you find the Human Village on, just drown them in 5-star reviews talking about how great they are and how great the establishment is. Okay? Because fuck Antifa threatening this little family and their business, right? They are brave, brave, brave people, and they deserve all the support that you can give them. So just 5-star reviews. Just 5-star reviews all across the board. Do it. Do it now. I did actually try to sneak out some beers to the police to thank them for the great work they were doing, because after all the shit they'd had to put up with, they looked like they could really use a beer. And a lot of them were very, very tempted, but they didn't want to in case they got into trouble, so I completely understand that. No, I'm not telling you the names of the officers. I'm not a snitch. Sadly, I didn't get to see any of Philly, because the next day I flew back to Scotland, and for the first time in nearly a month, I felt rain on my face. I never, ever thought that I would miss rain so fucking much. Overall, I really liked America. The only complaint I had overall is that the whole place is far too fucking warm. Chicago was alright. LA was a complete shithole, but I really enjoyed all of the people that I met there. Philly, I can't really make a judgment on, because I didn't really actually get to see Philly. And Texas was extremely fucking warm. But one thing I will say about Texas, being completely serious, is that Texas has the friendliest people that I have ever met in my entire life. I'm being completely serious. Like, there was people that I met, like guys and that I was just making small talk with, and they were all like inviting me out for beers, and that was, it seems like that's just the done thing there. I even had one of my Uber drivers invite me out for beers, and that's something that just doesn't happen in Scotland. I mean, in Scotland, if you've just met a guy and you're making small talk, and then you say, oh, do you want to come out and grab a beer? His response to you will be, no thanks, I'm straight. But yeah, it was really great getting to experience the First and Second Amendment for a month. And I miss it so much. You lucky motherfuckers. I'm going to take this opportunity to sort of bring everyone up to speed on everything that's happening. The video upload schedule completely went to fucking shit, because I was in America for a month. Then I was doing live events, so I was on the road a lot. Then I was doing comedy writing for some other stuff. Then we had a death in the family. Then I ended up in hospital, and then just last week we moved house. So I went from doing weekly uploads to straining to get videos out just because I've been so fucking busy. But stuff is all sorted and settled now. We are now moved in, and now the only thing that I need to worry about is paying the bills as per, and doing all of the DIY in the place, because there is an awful lot of DIY. For example, we found a drawer in the kitchen that was held together with blue tack. Like literally, the drawer was held together with blue tack. And then when Sue tried to take a shower, she stepped into the shower, and the extractor fan just on its own broke off the ceiling and crashed into the sink, sending stuff everywhere. So yeah, it's gonna be an awful lot of DIY. But apart from doing the DIY, it hopefully should be business as usual. after this point. I've only got 2 live events coming up. On the 9th, I'm doing a live event in London with Sargon, and on the 10th, I'm actually doing Comedy Unleashed in London, but then after that, I have no live events planned. So hopefully this should be business as usual, and I'm going to get back to weekly uploads like I always planned. And I swear to God, see if I've just jinxed myself, I'm going to jump off a bridge. Also, for the Christmas season, I have teamed up with SHIRTWASCASH because they've launched Count Dankula awful Christmas jumpers. Apart from they aren't awful, they are actually very, very good. I was supposed to have one for this video, but because I had to get it delivered from America, it's not here yet. But if you want to get yourself an awful Christmas jumper for the Christmas season, you can go to the link down below. They're actually very good. SHIRTWASCASH they love freedom of speech, they love having a laugh, and I've wore a bunch of their merch in a bunch of my videos. Like, I was wearing one of their shirts when I was interviewing Alex Jones. So yeah, go to SHIRTWASCASH and get yourself an awful Christmas jumper, preferably one that's going to piss off all of your family and friends. I don't really shout my alternative stuff out enough, so fuck it, I might as well just do it now. You can find the links to all these down below. There's my Twitter, which I am very, very active on. A little too active. There is a Count Dankula Facebook, even though Facebook is absolutely cancer. There's also my D-Live, where I stream games, and we also do a weekly D&D stream where we make the Dungeon Master very, very angry. There is also my second channel, where the upload schedule also went to shit. I used to do daily uploads on there, and I'm going to do that again, or at least attempt to do it, because I've no fucking excuse for it. The videos take about 15-20 minutes to make, so I'm gonna get right back onto that again. Also, Sue's on YouTube. She does cute box openings and baking and other homely stuff, and you can go and see just how different me and her really are, and you'll learn that opposites really do attract. So if you're into that stuff, you can find her channel down below as well. What else am I forgetting? Buy my merch, click that bell, smash that like button, stay hydrated. Epstein didn't care.
It's Count Dankula on YouTube. Everybody should subscribe. Yeah.